from the Webcast One Live studios in the Skywalk of downtown Des Moines, a worldwide woods production, the Bigfoot Diaries Live, featuring your host, Troy Church.
I don't think he's doing a whole lot of singing with the Tabernacle Choir.
And joining him in studio is his illustrious sidekick, Shep.
Chief, hey, what do you want to do tonight?
Same thing we represent. He's trying to take over the world.
Don't forget the always dangerous France Tomb.
Dancing is forbidden.
And of course, the real man behind the curtain, Savekian.
It's such a fine line between stupid and clever. Yeah, it's just a little turnabout.
Do not adjust your screen's resolution. Things are about to get fuzzy.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Bigfoot Diaries Live. Oh my gosh, feels like it's been forever. It's good to be back in the studio. We have some pretty cool guests with us tonight. You guys might know a guy named Todd Partridge from the King of the Tramps. He's going to be doing some music with us, and his buddy Tom Bolin has joined us also. Tom is a fixture on the scene in the fact that he makes T-shirts, does logos, basically any kind of screen printing needs, artworks that bands would need or require. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, real good.
I'm doing really good. Beautiful night in Des Moines. Had some time to sit down and talk with you guys. And
well, I'm glad you came. You didn't have to dress up, you know.
Hey, this is Tramp wardrobe. This is what we wear, you know.
Okay, cool.
When we're out riding the rails or whatever, just trying to look respectable.
Right on. Yeah. Also in the studio with us is Shep. How you doing, Shep?
Good. Glad to be back after the little time off last time.
Yeah, you feeling better?
Feel great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
How was your drive down today?
Great. No problems. Pretty smooth.
Any highway tunes you want to talk about?
Any highway tunes I want to talk about? Actually, I was listening to Dean Martin on the way down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's pretty heavy. Blasting it, you know.
Dino.
Yeah.
Were you getting some weird looks from truckers?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Kids, you know, listening to their, I don't know. I don't even know who's out, what they're listening to nowadays, but I'm trying to educate them, you know, expose them to a little different kind of music than they might get. So
yeah, well,
I look at it as a mission, kind of something I should be doing.
The fedora was getting the looks, I'm sure.
Yeah. The fedora, the tux.
Yeah.
I took it off when I got
cigar.
when I got to the drink in my hand.
Yeah,
that was
the martini.
That was causing me a lot of grief every stop. No, so yeah, I got rid of all that when I got to Troy's.
That's old school.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's good to have all you guys in the studio with us. Basically, I think we're just going to talk about things, you know, like kind of like what we've been doing for the last hour and a half. Yeah. We're just going to talk about probably some of the same things we've already talked about, like
throw it out there.
Those biscuits and gravy I just ate at Smoky Row. My gosh, those were good.
We're here to dish dirt on the Tramps. You know, anything you want to learn about King of the Tramps, you know, ins and outs, life on the rails. You know.
Well, how did the name King of the Tramps come about, and what is your affiliation with tramphood?
I live in Auburn, Iowa, and near there's a town called Carnarvon where the rails used to run through, and there was in the 30s. Back in the days, there was a guy named Tex, KT, King of the Tramps, self-professed King of the Tramps that used to ride the rails. And near us, we found a board, Tex, KT. So not far from where we are at one time, Tex whiled away the hours, you know, and we've kind of taken that as not just a name, but kind of an ethos, kind of a mission, you know, to... you know, the freedom of the road. Even though a lot of us are confined in our day jobs and what have you, we all like to feel like there's some freedom out there, and our music is one way that we get that across to people.
So what is your main muse for writing?
I don't think I have a main muse. I look at these things, and I'm so lucky to have the guys that I have playing with me. These guys, Ryan Ohm and Adam Ottelhelm, Justin Snyder, and Adam Smith. I come in, I've got an idea that I might have usually hatched at the kitchen table, and I bring it downstairs. I've usually started on acoustic, and these guys just take off with it, and it goes different directions. Sometimes it fizzles, but each one of those songs basically came down into the rehearsal space. I live in a great big old 3-story brick school building, and we rehearse downstairs, and I'll bring it to them, and that's where the magic comes in. So I would say those guys are my muse. I mean, they take the idea and they make it magic, really.
Are all your songs collaborative, the way you write?
Well, the lyrics are me. The lyrics are me, and the music is collaborative. I can almost tell sometimes what somebody's going to do. I mean, I can tell that Justin's going to add just a sizzling slide to it, or that Ryan is going to add. He's a bass player by training, and he's played bass in a lot of bands, but he learned to play the drums for King of the Tramps. He's only been playing for 2 years.
Wow.
And he maybe 3 now, going on 3, but he does a weird thing with his backbeat on his foot. It's almost like he's playing the snare with his, if you listen to some of the tunes, and I think I'll come down there and I'll play it, and I'm like, that's not how I was hearing it in my head, but let's go with it, and it sounds great. He does it. So
do you guys write most of your songs in the rehearsal space, or do you have it all written down on paper? You have the sound in your head. You approach it with them, or do you just bring the lyrics in and let them make the music around?
I have the general idea. I have the lyrics. We can change keys. They'll say we'll kind of collaborate on the bridge. Let's do this, or Justin will do. He really likes to do things that are atypical. I'll say, well, man, that's not going to work out because we're going to end up on 3 instead of 4, and he'll be like, well, that's the way I hear it, and so we will.
Okay, well, you guys got a brand new album out.
Yeah,
it's called Wicked Mountain. Can you see it? It's not the big giant vinyl that Jay Leno holds up, but it's.
Well, we got vinyl over here for you.
Well, hey, here we go.
Some vinyl for you there.
And we brought you that. That's yours.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's yours. That's the limited edition. It ties in with the Artworks connection because Tom actually made a screen print screen for that in his shop.
Hey, Charles is here. I didn't know Charles was here.
Charles in charge.
What's up, buddy?
Sorry, I had a rogue TSA agent.
As you can tell, we don't really follow a format here. We just kind of let things happen. Well, thanks a lot for the album.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
the album,
that.
and the tie-in is that
That's huge.
we actually we're going to be putting a video up pretty soon where the Tramps actually came into the.
Tramps took over.
Tell them about it. Tell them about
Tramps came over and took over Artworks studio there, I guess, a different type of studio. But I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of their artwork for them and hanging out with the guys. So when it came down to this album cover, and I'm a vinyl lover, and Todd is also. So I was so excited they're going to do vinyl. So we came up with the design and actually screen printed on these sleeves. Just got the sleeves in blank and put them together, and took an evening, closed up the shop, and all the guys from the band even came down and pulled a few on the hand press machine. And
nice.
It's DIY Tramp style.
Yeah.
And they're all. This is limited to 100, and then they're going to do another pressing of an album that's other artwork, but
yeah. And Tom did the artwork on the CD too. So any band, and I know you're going to get to this because we talked about it, but any band, I mean, it's the guy that does the logos and the artwork and things. That's an integral part because he designs posters for us. And
well, Tom actually did our T-shirts too for the Bigfoot Diaries. And if you don't mind, just tell me a little bit about how you guys know each other. Did you guys grow up together? Or, I mean,
we're still growing up.
Because honestly, I can't really think of either one of you without thinking of the other. Yeah, it's kind of
like Felix and Oscar.
Yeah. I guess we've. I used to teach and coach, and I even coach some of his kids in different things. And I guess when I went out of that realm into my own business and screen printing and stuff, I've always just loved music too, and just followed Todd with the band there. We became probably closer about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah,
pretty much the beginning.
Went to some festivals together.
When he took a break from his other band to this band,
yeah.
We did a lot of we went all over the place. Went to Tennessee to some shows and just got to be fast friends that way. And
to Austin, Texas, a couple times.
Yep, yeah. And I guess that's what grew the friendship.
Mutual interest. Yeah.
So you did. Okay, how long have you done the T-shirt and the screen printing? And
on my own, have my own business. We've been there 5 years now.
Okay, so you knew Tom before that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a natural fall in for you to have that. I mean, it's it's kind of like Charles is to me. I have this buddy who's a tech guy who can just do all these amazing things.
Well,
that suit what my interests are.
I'll say, Tom, they want this logo in 750 by 750. boom, he'll have it done. Or I'll say we need a banner, or we need a thing, or we kick ideas. Actually, we're driving down the road, kick ideas.
Yeah,
I think
when it's funny you mentioned coming up with the band name. I think we went a year about texting probably 500 different band names. Every time we just come up with
what's the silliest one you had? Huh? Give me a couple of the silliest ones you had.
Oh, I don't even think of anything. I mean, they were.
I'm
sorry, that's confidential information.
They're so good. We're waiting for maybe the next band.
I don't. Do you think there was one that was?
And the funniest thing is when we get one we thought was pretty good, it'd be like, okay, look online. Does someone else have it?
Does someone else have the website?
The worst band in the world had that name. It's like, okay, you can't call yourself
right.
that.
No, that was one of the keys was we had to be able to have a www URL. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, gosh, that album, Wicked Mountain is a fantastic album.
Thank you.
I mean, it's so well done. Yeah. And, even Good People, your first album, I mean, it's a nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And
thanks.
It's, anybody who likes the band, the disco era, the Rolling Stones, I mean, that's kind of what I hear when I listen to it. Plus, it's got I kind of described it to a buddy as it's the disco era, the Rolling Stones at an Iowa barbecue, and it's just got a little bit of everything.
And there's
in
lots
there.
of beer. There's plenty of beer and good times and.
You guys are PBR guys. I see you guys do about a weekly PBR photo on Facebook.
Not real choosy,
We're kind of sponsored by PBR.
Sponsored, but they don't know it yet.
They don't. Yeah, they haven't found out.
Yeah,
yet,
I had this idea of reverse corporate sponsorship. It was where instead of them coming to you, you would just commandeer their name and just use it, put it on your website.
We were doing the same thing.
Sooner or later, the checks will be rolling.
Yeah,
in,
we're getting ahead of. We're starting it. We're not waiting for them. So
awesome.
we are brewing some beer actually, and there's a video on our YouTube site where. Ryan actually brews beer, and he has a recipe, and we brewed beer, and it tastes delicious. We call it Renegade Wheat.
Renegade Wheat.
Yeah, big King of the Tramps Renegade Wheat.
Very good. You guys bring me a sample of that by chance?
Absolutely.
Did
not. No.
Oh, no. Okay. I'll trade you an album. No.
Yeah.
So the T-shirt business, you mentioned you're getting pretty busy. I mean, is most of your clientele, is it Des Moines based? Is it, Aurora is a pretty small town, I'm assuming. I never been to the suburbs of Carroll.
Well,
that I remember.
I'm actually in Lakeview, which is probably we're about a half hour from Carroll. I don't know how many people are in Lakeview, but actually most of my business I would say is local, right from the school, especially. School it seems like they need a T-shirt for everything, So a lot of that, and it's nice with the internet and stuff. You can branch out a little bit and just developing friendships with bands, and that's the stuff I really like to do. So it's fun I do like Thankful Dirt shirts. High Crest just sent some to Kat the other day. And those orders are really fun when you get something that, music you like, and like Todd's always just kind of like, hey, I listen. He's good about. I probably listen to the records as much as the rest of the band does. Sends out any little SoundCloud. I get to check it out too, which is always cool. It keeps me in the loop with stuff like that. Makes it fun, and I always get ideas in my head for shirts and logos and stuff like that. So,
well, that's awesome. It looks like we have a phone call, so things are going smoothly again this week. It looks like.
Depends on who it is.
If you want to call in, you can 855-244-0077. You can join a conversation if you want to ask either one of these guys any questions about what they're doing, or if maybe you need to place an order for T-shirts right now. You can call Tom.
Whoever it is, we're going to bring it back. We didn't know it was yours.
So I got a Chris here on hold. You guys know Chris? Expecting a call from a guy named Chris?
I don't know.
I bet that's Chris Snyder. I bet. That's my guess.
Chris Robinson? We kind of had a rift. I don't know.
Let's see who we got here. Chris, can you hear me?
I hear you. You hear me?
I can. How's it going?
We can't hear him.
Good.
Just plug it in.
Good. Yeah, I'm really good at naming bands. I'll give you a couple freebies. You want a couple freebies?
Possibly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Junk Sock.
Junk Sock as the name of a band. Okay.
That would be a good one.
We'll get back to him on that.
The other one is Stain Train.
Stain Train.
Yeah.
I think I know who this Chris is now. All of a sudden, it just kind of dawned on me.
I saw a really good band Friday night, the Dark Royals. That's a good name, too.
Yeah, the Dark Royals. That was a good show. I did see that Friday night.
Yeah. What's up, Troy?
Nothing, buddy. Good to talk to you. I didn't know you were tuning in.
Well, I just stumbled onto it, via the internet.
Well, I gotta love the internet.
Yeah, but I printed shirts for about 13 years.
Right.
And
I remember a shirt you had. I think it said, "I love capitalism."
No, that was a bumper sticker.
I thought it was a T-shirt. I think I used to have one. Maybe Brian James stole your idea, and
yeah, I had some other good ones. But did you guys hear about the Rolling Stones writer that his car blew up?
No, I didn't hear that.
I did hear about this. Yeah.
You ever heard of Michael Hastings? He was kind of like Matt Taibbi or Glenn Greenwald. They kind of they speak truth to power. I just didn't know if you guys had heard about that. He sent out an email to some friends and to WikiLeaks and all that he was being followed by the FBI. And then later on that night, his car blew up. I just didn't know if you guys heard about that since this is kind of a music show.
No, was that recently or?
Yeah, it just happened at the end of the week.
Yeah, I read about that this morning, actually. I guess I didn't make the connection to Rolling Stone, though.
Yeah, he's the writer for the Rolling Stone, and
well, that's too bad.
So it's kind of a bad sign when journalists kind of mysteriously die. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a bad sign. What do you equate that to? You think Obama went after him?
Well, no, he had some big bombshell news coming out about NSA and CIA and all that. And I think I don't know who's responsible for doing any of that stuff. Obama's just a useful idiot as far as I'm concerned. I think there's probably something else going on that we don't know about. But anyway,
most of our songs we try to stay like not political, but more like there's elements of it that everybody can relate to that aren't political, and yet they are political.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jan Wenner could have been behind this. He didn't want to pay the guy,
the editor,
things like that.
Don't know. I doubt it.
I'm going to definitely look that up. I want to know what that's about.
Well, yeah, Chris, I certainly appreciate the information. Gosh, yeah. So his car blew up. It was like I remember the headline said it was just an isolated event, like no other cars on the street were damaged, but just.
Oh, it was a really nice Mercedes too. There's a lot of documentation on those blowing up. Yeah.
Right.
I usually blew my own cars up. In fact, I got a song about it. And we use a lot of our songs, especially like the car song. It's our running joke with the band that we're the band of metaphors. A lot of times the audience doesn't get it, but it's not really a song about a car. It's a metaphor.
Metaphors are good. So you guys own a T-shirt business too?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Do you own a T-shirt business as well? Is that what
Tom does here?
Yeah, Tom does.
Oh, okay. Does he print them with the computer, or does he actually silkscreen? Does he have a press and do all the?
Yeah, it's hand printed. Yep.
Is it? 'Cause, yeah, I got out of it. It was just turning into a nasty habit, like some of the chems. I don't know if they've gotten any better. And
actually, they have, and we tried to get away from a lot of the plastisol stuff and doing environmentally friendly water-based inks. Now they're kind of a pain to work with. They're not as easy, but you know what? I don't really want to die doing this either. So we do all stuff by hand and clean by hand. So we make sure it's as safe possibly.
Yeah, and everything on our album was water-based.
Yep.
So. Cool. Yeah, I noticed. But I had some extremely very large forearms after all my years running the manual press.
Yeah. Now you're a drummer in a band.
Damn right, man.
So
Tom caught me trying to huff the solvent for the thing, and he said, "Hey, don't waste your time. It's water based."
Well, Lacquer Center does have the abbreviations LT, like Lawrence Taylor. So
nice. All right, anyway. Chris. Well, thanks for calling in, my friend. You guys did a great job Friday night.
See you later, extremist. All right.
Keep yourself alive, bud.
Night. You bet. See ya.
All right. Yeah, that's Chris Hearn, drummer for Dark Royals.
Okay.
They played the whole Avenue Tap Friday night. Nice. So it was a good show.
It's a good segue into the music scene in Des Moines.
Sure it is. Which we'll get to in just a few minutes. We're going to take a short little break here. And after the commercials, we'll jump back into that. We'll talk a little bit more about the music scene in Des Moines, your ties to it, Tom's ties to it some more. And maybe we can get Charles in here and get him a seat and get him all hooked up too. So we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Good.
Studios. This is Webcast One Live.
Well, good morning. This is the 7th of June in the Lord's year 2010, and this is day 1 of WebcastOneLive.com. We will begin with Max World Live with my special guest, Tom Coates. In just a minute, there's Tom. Wait. Howdy. And we will be live for the very first time on Webcast One Live. Someday we're going to look back on this and say, gosh, remember that old day in history? Wonder where Walter Cronkite was. He must have been around hanging there too. But actually, it's the beginning of Webcast One Live. And thank you for listening. Thanks, Rob Spearman, and everybody who's put together this project together. And we're ready to go live now. So thanks for listening to MaxWorldLive.com.
I can't tell you that it's going real well from time to time, but it is going.
The dawn of a new era begins.
Whether you're 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
Well, hi, I'm Rob Spearman. I'm a broker-owner of RE/MAX Real Estate Concepts in Des Moines, Iowa. Give us a call if you're looking at buying or selling a home, or if you're having trouble on your mortgage payments or looking to purchase foreclosures. We have the agents to help you, experienced, outstanding agents. Our office number is 515-276-2872. Or if you'd like to look at homes, go to our website, homeconnectusa.com.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
I would like to thank the Ma for bringing us back from that little commercial break.
Love those guys.
Eric Brown, he played on your album, didn't he?
He did. Yes, he did. And
does that guy play on every single album?
I don't know. I did. I mean, he's been on a lot, and he's good. There's a reason for it. He is a consummate professional.
He's
and very talented, uber talented.
Well, I don't know if he's consummate.
Yeah, that's kind of personal.
I've been in a car with him before. Yeah. Professional, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about the Des Moines scene. And Shep, obviously, living in Waverly, you might be a little bit out of the loop. So if you want to throw in some tidbits about what's going on up there, by all means, feel free.
I can do that in about 4 seconds.
So Anyway, Todd.
Yeah.
You said something about doing some word association.
Oh, you want to do that?
Not yet.
Okay. Word. So,
but
I thought we were going to play password. You said we are going to play.
This is that part of the show where I'm just kind of wondering what I'm going to talk about next. So if you guys could just
pick a topic.
Let's talk about.
Love the show.
You guys got a show coming up on Friday night at the House of Bricks, right?
We do. Yes, we do. We do. And we're with a band called Musicanto, and they're just coming off of a national tour. And they're kind of roots, alt, Americana, little on the mellower side of Americana. Great songwriter from Chicago, and he's opening up for us. And then that I think we'll play around 10 o'clock. And
excellent.
Love that place. In fact, that's in Des Moines. The venues are great. Everywhere we go, they're treated nicely, and we seem to get a bigger and better reception, a better crowd, and for us, for a band that has to drive 2 hours or an hour and 40 minutes to get here, that's a big deal.
How long have you been playing in bands?
Well, probably over 20 years.
Okay,
yeah.
So has the reception towards bands from bar owners, has it gotten better?
Well,
would you say?
Used to get paid more.
Okay.
Back in the day, you got paid more.
What happened?
Generally. What happened? I don't know. A lot of musicians will kick it around sometimes, but tougher drunk driving laws. People tend to stay. There's more attraction at home to do things.
Smoking ban?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's. I think gas prices. I mean, that keeps bands from traveling a little further. I think there's fewer bands. Maybe I don't know. I don't have a real theory on it, but
people are cheap.
People are cheap. Yeah,
No.
they'll. I've seen somebody come in and run up a $100 bar tab and complain about a $5 cover charge.
Right. That seems pretty typical. It's funny,
but in Des Moines, it's better than a lot of places. It's good. It's a good, receptive, friendly crowd, and the venues seem to get people out.
Well, Des Moines has a very, very loyal music fan base for sure, but it's the fan base is brothers and sisters. Cousin. It's getting other people to come out. What is it about a rock and roll venue or even a folk venue, like let's say the High Crest is playing, you want your parent, hey, mom, dad, come check out this band. They're amazing. What is it that is so scary to get people to, I mean, I cannot, I've had this conversation with everybody about the music scene and I can't nail it, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. I mean, I think it speaks to the quality of the music and the quantity, how much is available for people to see. The promotion a band does, that gets people excited about it and it gets them wanting to go. A lot of bands will talk about burning out an area. We're going to be playing down in Lawrence, Kansas, or Kansas City area, and a big band down there doesn't want to play every weekend. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to see the same band every week all year long. They want it to be an event, and that's why we've kind of kept our shows here to a few months apart.
Do you think part of it is, it seems like when I talk to other guys that are in bands or stuff, people just don't seem to be willing to take chances. They want to go with the safe, what they know. I mean, cover bands are big again, and that's what bar owners seem to want to book.
Yeah, we run into that. I mean, I'll try to book a place, and right away I know it's a cover venue, and it's like, I'm sorry, not going to do. Can you do 4 hours of covers? No, we do 4 covers maybe.
You want to hear 4 hours of covers?
Yeah.
That's
well, I don't mind a cover band that does it well, and I was in a cover band for a long time, and drove me to distraction a little bit sometimes, but
it's just a lot of the cover bands are sort of predictable as far as their catalog of songs.
Oh, yeah.
Again, that goes with the safe part of people want to hear what's on the radio.
We'll talk about that. I like it when we get surprised. It's like Thankful Dirt does a cover of Felice Brothers. I can't think of the name. Camaro is the song in my Camaro, but stuff like that out of the blue. A band that you haven't heard from, done well. That's great stuff.
And people think it's people go to them, man, that's a great song. I love that.
What is that? Yeah,
and that's a cover tune. Oh,
yeah,
what?
So who wrote that one? Oh, Johnny Cash. Okay.
Ring of Fire. Did you guys read that?
That's great.
Yeah, if you're going to cover somebody, you should. And we struggle trying to pick covers in King of the Tramps to get one that sounds that everybody can agree on because of our age differences and we have heavy rock kind of influences in one part of the band, funk on another, and for everybody to agree on a cover is hard.
Johnny Cash is the equalizer.
Yes.
You know,
Go wrong there.
there's no, I remember I was a DJ at a 8th grade dance when I was in 8th grade, way back in the 80s. And all the guys are standing in a corner, all the girls are standing in the other corner, and everybody's kind of looking at each other and very awkward. And I played some songs that were popular at the time, and nothing was happening. And I put in Ring of Fire. Actually, you mentioned Ring of Fire. I put that on, and the next thing I knew, there was the biggest hoedown in the world happening right there in the middle of the dance floor. And
the best thing about that song is those mariachi horns, and Cowboy Jack Clemens actually forced that on.
Yeah, he
Johnny
didn't want
Cash.
it.
He didn't want it. Yeah,
Johnny didn't want it, but that was June's song, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, she co-wrote it with him. Yeah, she wrote.
Yeah.
Most
But
of it,
he
actually.
came
Yeah.
up with them. He said, "What do we put mariachi horns?" And that's you have to always keep your mind open for things like that.
And mariachi horns rock.
Make a note.
In fact, didn't the guy hear it in a dream? I thought he said he had a dream. And he heard the song, and he heard those mariachi songs, and that's when he came in and said,
Maybe,
"Hey,
yeah. Cowboy Jack?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
I think I thought I maybe heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
Cool.
So, who are some of the bands that you haven't seen that you have we can talk more about the King of the Tramps, obviously, but so who are some of the bands here in Des Moines that you haven't seen that you're kind of you're about ready to go see? Or
I hear such good things about the Maw.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Mall. I think that's probably number one on my list.
One I really
someone
want to see.
I haven't seen yet that I have a lot of interest in.
I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, we've.
North on Grand's good.
North on
They're
Grand
gonna be
is
at
one.
Tom runs a series called the Stone Pier Concert Series, and are you having North on Grand?
Not this year. We're gonna we
talked
kind
over?
of the
They'd
dates
be
didn't
good
quite
for-
work out, but I think for sure
They
we're
would
gonna
be
get
good
them next year.
Good for that.
so is it a festival, like a daily festival?
It's
or is
we do it 5 times in the summer. It's basically once a month, but June we do 2 dates in June. We have a little lake town in our area, and we have the stone piers that were built in the
30s, right?
Yeah, in the 30s.
Like CCP kind of stuff.
Yeah, and so they're kind of unique to our area, and it just kind of makes its own natural little bowl area off the lake, and they play in between the 2 piers. It creates its own little stage right there, and came with the idea a couple of years ago to try something with it, and something to attract people on the weekends to come in, and we basically have local sponsors that put up the money, and we try and give bands a fair wage to come in and a free show for everybody. It's a picnic-like atmosphere. You come in, sit down with the cooler, and watch some live music for a couple hours. And we try and mix it up too. With, in fact, talking about cover bands, we had the Cover Girls there last night.
They're from Des Moines.
Des Moines band,
Love that
which
band.
they were great. They talk about a cover band that's going to play something. They're playing the Breeders' Cannonball. Something really cool that. And
That's a good cover.
and mix stuff up, and they were fun, and all female band, and that we've had we try and throw in a cover band that way just because people like cover bands,
Right.
People, and they're like, I always get that. Well, what do they sound like, or what do they, you can describe a band, then they'll say, well, I've never heard. I go, yeah, you haven't heard that song because there's first of all, you don't hear anything on the radio that's not completely corporate, and I think that's another reason people don't go out to see live music. It's I think a lot of it is the young people or people even in their 20s to 25 or they're either listening to like satellite radio or specific genre of music.
And now you can actually tailor satellite radio to, you go online, I was listening to it, and you can hear more newer, more older, you can pick artists. And,
Yep.
I think a lot of the younger, I think they're conditioned to to the radio. I mean, I used to think it was just exposure. Well, if you could expose them to this kind of music, but even that sometimes like, well, yeah, that's cool, but I want to listen to whatever,
But the live experience is still a live experience,
Right.
and that's when I've seen. I mean, you get anybody from 3 feet high to an older person, and you play good live music, and that brings them in, and that's what I think it will always be there, no matter how many songs you have on your iPod. Live, a good live show is still a good live show.
Yeah, and you guys, I'm kind of guilty. I've not seen a full set of King of the Tramps.
Shame on you.
I popped into the Gas Lamp one night. I can't remember if my daughter was coming into town or something, but I had to jet early, and I regretted it. I mean, I was struck instantly by what was happening on stage, and
we always have fun.
I instantly became a fan. I mean, there's bands like that. People want to go with what they're comfortable with, what they hear on the radio.
Yeah.
But when that happens like that, it's a neat thing, you know. We were talking a little bit earlier, kind of about the how a band or even music will just kind of lift you.
Yeah.
You know,
it's meant to do that. I mean, I think at its very earliest roots and origins, I mean, that's what it did. It was a way. It could have been a shamanistic ritual, and we went off into the kind of the religious aspects of. I mean, the guys in the band making fun of me for my song. Every song has either a whiskey reference or some kind of a twisted turn-on phrase of religion or the Bible. So, I mean, that's what music was meant to do. It's meant to change the way you feel either at a given time or over a period of time.
Yeah, and if you're a tramp, that's pretty much par for the course anyway.
Yeah.
Whiskey and Jesus, you know?
Yeah. Well, Ryan's probably the closest thing we have to an actual real tramp, and even he has a job. So, I mean, we're all, you know, the tramp ethos is more about the mindset of being free and being on the rails, and, you know, only without the danger of freezing to death. So
right.
Yeah.
So you guys released Wicked Mountain through Bro Lesser Records, is that right?
Yes. They're distributing it for us.
Okay, they're just distributing it.
Jeremiah,
okay.
Great guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, nice. In fact, I learned about him on this show.
Did you?
Yeah, and then I was like,
good.
wow, this guy, you know, watched him talk and seemed like a really nice guy. And so I sent him an email, and then we got a phone call and talked, and he listened to the music. And
oh, very good.
So he's got it in, I think, in Des Moines. He's got the album in Red Rooster Records. Is that the?
It could be.
Yeah. Is that a record store?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is. It's up on Euclid.
Yeah, I haven't been in that one. But
there's like 4 record stores, right? And
the ZZZ one I've been in a couple times.
Yeah, that's one down in Ingersoll, right?
Yep.
I know that Jeremiah is doing a Kickstarter campaign to put Super Chief on vinyl, and they're going to release 250 copies.
I just saw that. It looks pretty interesting.
Their sound.
Yeah.
And I think it's only been going for 2 days, and I think they've already got $200 into it.
Yeah.
And I think their goal is 2,500. So, it's a good deal. And even if you don't have money now, I think actually, like, let's say I gave money or I donated some money, it wouldn't come out until actually.
Then they hit you up and then you get something out of it too. You actually get the vinyl, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've donated to some of those when they first came out, crowdsourcing. I tried a couple of them to see what it was. Just like when Radiohead came out with, they were the first ones to put that. What was it? Rainbows was the record, I think, where you could name your price, and they actually made more doing it that way. Self-distributorship, which Tom actually does a big cartel store for us where he doesn't keep the shirts in stock. He gets the order, pulls out a shirt, screen prints it, sends it off. So
yeah, we've done that for a few bands. That's kind of a neat tool for any bands out there. You can do up to 5 items for free on it.
BigCartel.com.
And it's real basic setup. You just throw your picture up there, your price, and it makes a little store. You can link it to your site. We've done that for a couple bands, and we'll do that, and they'll do pre-order shirts, and then so they're not stuck fronting a bunch of money. They can pre-sell them, and then they come to me with what they've pre-sold, and then I put that straight to shirts and probably make them twice so many shirts, and then so they can go out on the road and have shirts already paid for and make a little money. So.
Yeah, your shirts are good quality too. I actually, my favorite shirt in the whole world is one of the artwork shirts that you gave me. And
I was digging around for one. I couldn't find one, so I brought you a different one though.
It's like Christmas here in the studio today. This is awesome.
Is that more of that reverse corporate sponsorship?
Yeah, that's it. I think. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
PBR, they stole our logo.
I'm not sure you can do that legally, Tom.
So?
I don't know. That's kind of a tramp behavior there, you know.
Yeah.
Little rogue printing.
That's why I don't sell them. I just give them to people. See.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Well, anyway, I literally have worn holes into it, and it's.
Yeah.
I think my girlfriend gets tired of me wearing it all the time.
My favorite one is one of the Thankful Dirt shirts that you made. They're just really soft.
Yeah,
I got one of those too. Right.
Honestly, for $1 or so more, you can get twice a shirt that's nice, and people
and
they'll wear it.
It matters, yeah, because you get
you can give them a crappy shirt and they'll wear it that day, or take it home and say that's cool, and then never put it on again because it's itchy or it shrinks, or you want. Yeah, you think I'd have 100 shirts, but I probably wear 5. You can ask my wife, and they're the ones that just fit right, like the design, and they're probably black, but
and I'm the same way, yeah, absolutely. And how about you, Dave? What's your shirt of preference?
My shirt preference.
What's your favorite rock and roll shirt?
My favorite rock and roll shirt. I had a Bevis Frond Any Gas Faster shirt. That was pretty cool, but it shrunk up pretty fast. I don't think my granddaughter could wear it now. And so I got to kind of hang it up on a wall there. Yeah, that was my favorite one.
You refuse to throw it away.
I refuse to throw it away.
That's awesome. Well, hey, we're going to jump into another commercial. Time is just flying here in the studio tonight. We're going to come back, and Tom is going to play a couple tunes for us.
Tom is going to play.
Yes. Tom, Todd. Like I said, I can't think of one of them.
I wasn't nervous until right then.
I helped Tom get his first guitar. So
you didn't notice, Tom, but you're playing a song tonight. So anyway, we'll be right back with Todd playing the guitar, singing a couple songs for us, and we're gonna do it tramp style here in the studio. Westwood Lot. We'll see in a minute.
Clear channel. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Well, good morning. This is the 7th of June in the Lord's year 2010, and this is day 1 of WebcastOneLive.com. We will begin with Max World Live with my special guest, Tom Coates. In just a minute, there's Tom. Wait. Howdy. And we will be live for the very first time on Webcast One Live. Someday we're going to look back on this and say, gosh, remember that old day in history? Wonder where Walter Cronkite was. He must have been around hanging there too. But actually, it's the beginning of Webcast One Live. And thank you for listening. Thanks, Rob Spearman, and everybody who's put together this project together. And we're ready to go live now. So thanks for listening to MaxWorldLive.com.
I can't tell you that it's going real well from time to time, but it is going, man.
The dawn of a new era begins.
Whether you're 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
Well, hi, I'm Rob Spearman. I'm a broker-owner of RE/MAX Real Estate Concepts in Des Moines, Iowa. Give us a call if you're looking at buying or selling a home, or if you're having trouble on your mortgage payments or looking to purchase foreclosures. We have the agents to help you, experienced, outstanding agents. Our office number is 515-276-2872. Or if you'd like to look at homes, go to our website, homeconnectusa.com.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
All right. Thanks to Iggy Pop and the Stooges for bringing us back from that commercial break. Iggy, if you're listening, give us a call. I got a question I want to ask you about last weekend. Todd, you gonna do some songs for us? Are you ready?
If you don't mind, I'd like to do a couple here.
I would love it.
I'm gonna take them off of our off of Wicked Mountain here.
Okay.
I'll do first one I'm gonna do is Fresh Green Light of Day, kind of a little positive, uplifting number.
Let's do it.
Well, the mountains feel like valley every night when the sun goes down, but the tables are turned come breakfast time, and everything looks brighter by the fresh green light of day. I asked my friend for a ride. He said, where are you bound? I said, anywhere is fine. I hope that you don't mind, 'cause everything looks brighter by the fresh green light of day. Rainy streets and Mondays make sad harmony sound. Church steeples point up, but we sinners all fall down. Sinners all fall down. We get up before we drown, and everything looks brighter by the fresh green light of day. Well, the moon refused to shine when he saw what the sun had done. Well, that sun had undone what the moon had just begun, and everything looks brighter by the fresh green light of day. Yes, everything looks brighter by the fresh green light of day.
Excellent. Nice
fresh
job.
Green Light of Day for you, yeah.
It's a good song.
I miss the other guys when I'm playing on that one. Justin's got some really nice slide work on it, and yeah, just everybody in it. So let's, since you guys are sponsored by Clear Channel, or maybe not yet, but is it okay to say ass? Oh, I just did.
I think it's okay to say ass.
Yeah, this one's also off Wicked Mountain. And it's a little irreverent ditty called "Kiss My Ass."
Okay.
Well, you were just a gleam in your mama's eye when I met her. 4th of July, well, I lit the fuse, hollered at them, stand back. Well, I'm not saying what we did was right when we made drunk love on a full moon night. I didn't know you were mine till you were 9 years old. God knows I did my best, but these small town gossips wouldn't give it a rest. Blame me for everything from herpes to the Iraq war. Said I was a loser, said I was low class, so I have one request. Before I pass, won't you bury me upside down so they can kiss my ass? Well, candy is dandy, but sex and liquor will make a young man old so much quicker. I'm only 35, but I lived 100 years of sin. Well, I got another fight at the stock car race. I know every county jailer by the first name base. I ain't got no job, but I'm looking, mama, honest I am. God knows I did my best, but these small town guys wouldn't give it a rest. Blame me for everything from herpes to the Iraq war. Said I was a loser, said I was low class, so I have one request. Before I pass, won't you bury me upside down so they can kiss my ass? Now just a minute here. Well, I bet you $20 I'm a barroom liar when they said I couldn't pull out my own teeth with a pliers. Well, I gave it a yank and I swallowed the beer and the blood. Well, I'm sure you heard about all the things I did. Well, these legendary antics of an overgrown kid. Well, some of them's true, man, but most of them ain't very true at all. God knows I did my best, but these small town guys wouldn't give it a rest. Blame me for everything from herpes to the Iraq war. Said I was a loser, said I was low class, so I have one request. Before I pass, won't you bury me upside down so they can kiss my ass? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Won't you bury me upside down so they can kiss my ass?
Oh, so awesome.
I love
Thank you, Todd. That was great.
Like my new favorite song.
Right. Very good.
You gotta feel that, man. I really want him to kiss my ass.
Gosh, you put feeling into it with that acoustic guitar.
So it's actually a true story, that song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend or?
No, I don't really have any ex-girlfriends in recent years, but there's a bar near us in Laurelville, Iowa.
Okay.
And a friend of mine was talking about it. He's like, oh, man, he came to band practice. He wasn't in the band, but he came and he said, did you guys see that video on YouTube at I think the place is Pugs? Guys are getting drunk at the bar, and one of them's complaining about his toothache, and pretty soon they've got a bet that he can't. The guy's got his his farmer pliers thing on his side, and they decide to pull his tooth out.
Oh my gosh!
It's on YouTube, and there's 3 of them, and they're yanking, and eventually they get his tooth out.
And he washed it down with beer.
And he washed it down with beer, and there's there's one verse right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So thank you.
No, good job.
Thanks for letting me play on here. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate you guys making the hour-and-a-half drive down here, or 2-hour drive. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's closer to 2.
Yeah, that's something else, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, what's in the future for you guys? You got a gig on Friday night. Then are you taking a break for a while?
We are a little bit in July. Then we're playing the State Fair is the next big gig we have. We're playing the Iowa Craft Beer Tent.
Okay.
And then we get back out, and it looks like we're going to run out to Colorado via maybe Kansas City, Lawrence, and a little run of shows together. So
excellent.
We're doing Iowa City too at the Yacht Club in August.
Yeah, Yacht Club's a good gig too.
Yeah.
Taking Tom with you?
Tom goes with us a lot.
Yeah. That's like you talk about the 2-hour drive, but that song right there was worth it. It's cool that I get to hang out with one of the bands I love. That's it's great music and always have a good time.
And he helps. He's like, when you're on stage, you need that 6th or 5th guy to kind of watch your back and sell merch or whatever, and do stuff like that. So.
Well, excuse me. You're a big guy, Tom. I can see why they'd want you.
No,
as that 5th and 6th guy.
Handle any trouble.
Yeah. No, it's serious. So you do, as a band, you really appreciate I've had a lot of guys that just kind of are there and then they decide it's not their thing, but somebody that sticks it out and helps because you're worried about getting on stage and playing, and then somebody else, that's there, a friend or whatever, is always looking out for you.
What is a shady situation that's happened to you guys while you're playing?
Well, for me, it was back in the Waterloo days when I was still pretty young and green, and I had a band called Blacklight Syndrome. We used to play. We talked about it down at Stebbs in Cedar Falls back in the old Bo Ramsey and Bobby's Blue Band and the Nationals Day, and we were playing a biker bar that one of my friends somehow got the gig for us. And back then, $800 for 4 or 5 college guys, that's a great thing. It's 2 o'clock in a biker bar, they're counting the money out, 100, 200, and there's these guys, and they were going to rob us. So we literally ran out the door. I mean, it was an imminent danger situation, and they chased us.
And you got away.
We got it. Well,
well,
we did get
with
away.
the money.
With the money. With the money. Yeah. And that's happened before. That late night deal in some places where the money is being counted, and watching your instruments too.
Right. Yeah. Well, very good. Well, I really do appreciate you guys coming down.
Yeah. It's been great.
You know, that's this whole webcasting. You know, I kind of joke about it. You know, us being amateurs and all that stuff. But I feel pretty lucky because it does give me a chance to interact, like you said, with your friends who are in bands and people who I don't really even know that well. You know, like I said, I've only seen you play for probably an hour. Then I had to book it out of there.
When you gave us a nice review, you really, you know, that really means a lot to.
I mean, I write reviews.
Yeah.
You know, and if you send me a CD and I haven't reviewed it, I might still do that. But I tend not to write the reviews that I think are going to be bad. You know. But you know, I actually jumped right on Wicked Mountain because that you know that I played it in my car 7 times. You know, it just blew me away each time I listened to it. And
wait till you hear it on vinyl.
I can't wait.
It's so much better. It really is. Vinyl is better.
Our next show is going to be in July on the 21st. We're going to have an old school Des Moinesian, Ned Rude, who used to own People's Music. He's going to come in. We're going to talk about the old days. Bringing in also Dirk Newton, who a lot of the Des Moines people know.
Dirk's a great guy, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Jeff Banks is going to be doing some music for us too. So it's gonna be a lively show. Again, I appreciate everything. I appreciate the merchandise. You know, gosh, what a beautiful thing.
Hey, we got a Stone Pier concert coming up too. July 6th, the High Crest is coming down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's another great Des Moines band from the area. They're going to play, and the Oak Creek band's going to play after them. It's a free show. And I don't think there's anything going on in Des Moines July 6th anyway. So
no,
should probably go down.
Some weird festival going on downtown.
Go down to see some free music and with the lake there, if anybody's in the area. So.
Is there a website they can go to on that or something?
Best place is just if you go on Facebook and look up Stone Pier Summer Concert Series, and it'll come up. Or if you go to lakeview.com, their website.
Okay.
Or Google Lakeview, Iowa. There's a link from our town's website as well. So
yeah, you know, because I've seen the photos on Facebook of this event, and I didn't realize that was your thing.
Well, we got a lot of other people working with it, but
it's one of the main movers and shakers behind that.
Let's get people out to see some live music, and then it's funny how you get them there, and then they'll want to go see another show. That's
right.
My main passion for doing is just exposing people to some good music. And
you can stop at Byron's on the way back.
Byron, let's plug Byron's because Byron's is great. Byron's is a great place for King of the Tramps and for a lot of the Des Moines bands.
Right.
And the reason is because music comes first, and you know, a lot of bars, beer comes first, drinks, your friends, but Byron's, you pay $10 or whatever, you sit down, and people actually pay attention to the music, and that's why musicians love it so much. So
yeah, and it's just
hats off literally to Byron.
Yeah, Byron and Roger both. Those guys.
Yeah,
are great.
and Roger. Yeah.
So
Roger actually took the picture on the cover.
Right, he sure did.
Yep.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. Great guy.
Those guys are scenesters.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
Yeah.
They're cool guys. All right, well, thank you for tuning in. Dave, you got any final last words here?
No, I think I should be up here Friday to see you guys, though.
Yeah,
so
man, I hope you are.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you guys on July 21st. So thanks for tuning in. And until then, sayonara.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.